Like, I'm even scared to like back squat. I'm like bench pressing and I'm like, oh my God, like if I really were going to my max,
this could be.
Yeah, I could like kill myself. I absolutely think that academia is one of the last bastions where we hold on to this idiotic division between body and mind. And I mean, John Dewey said over 100 years ago that teachers are wrong to think that the body is something primarily to be disciplined so that the mind can learn, and that rather mind and body should be integrated into educational pursuits for much better outcomes. The idea for Fit Nation came from a book by the same title, technically, that I'm working on. And I have always been a historian of kind of modern American life. And in the rest of my non-academic life, I'm kind of a gym rat. And it was always something that I did, you know, outside of my scholarly work. But, you know, you can never really take off your critical thinking cap. And so I'd be at the gym and kind of look at a row of treadmills and be like, what an interesting part of our culture. People pay lots of money and take lots of time and, you know, exert themselves in a really big way to go absolutely nowhere. So one thing that I think that is a really fascinating theme in looking at the history of fitness culture and fitness culture today is the kind of theme of inclusion and exclusion. I think on the one hand, gyms and studios have been amazing places that are inclusive of people who feel marginalized, especially from, say, mainstream athletic or sports culture. I mean, that is something that comes up in so many oral histories that I do. Women who were told they were weak or they shouldn't exercise strenuously, especially LGBTQ people who were kind of taunted out of super macho sports environments. And that's amazing. On the other hand, of course, there are other forces of exclusion that exist. One of the main ones is socioeconomic. Fitness in our country is primarily a private industry today. So you've got to be able to buy into that system in order to really participate. Another one would be size. I think that's changing in a positive way, but people who are larger often feel like they already have to, quote unquote, look fit, though thin does not equal fit, by the way, have to look a particular way to be welcome in various fitness contexts. Hopefully this course will help students come to understand how the gym came to be such a big part of American life, figuratively and literally, and to help them, you know, look at their own workouts.